Hello, everyone. Hello. Hi. Welcome to Conversations with P. Mo. Hello, everyone. How are we doing? It's been a minute here, right? Yes, it has been. We are live on YouTube, P. Mo Secrets, and we are live on my Facebook wall, Oshumakinde Maureen, and also on Babes Redefined Facebook group. You are welcome. Who missed me? Who missed me? Did anybody miss me? Let's do some housekeeping. So please, this is a good time to share with your friends. We're live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube, PMO Secrets. So there's PMO and there's space and there's secret. So it would be nice for you to share that. Let's just do some housekeeping. Let's do some housekeeping. How are you doing? Hello, Babes Adola. It's so nice to see you here today. Oh, I'm excited. I didn't know my daughter had plenty fans like this. So, like, I'm even jealous, Steph. Hey, ah, ah, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. As in, see everybody saying they would. If we say let's do Bible study 1 month now, we will not see anybody. Now that is conversations with Pimo, with my daughter, everybody is saying we will tune in, we will tune in, we will tune in. Okay, okay. God is watching all of you. God is watching all of you. Let's do this, guys. Yes, got this. So I'm just gonna share. I'm just doing some housekeeping. Let me know if you can hear and see me, and let's know where you were joining in from. YouTube, Facebook, on my wall, wherever it is you're joining in from. Let me just know. Come on, guys. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's make this roll. Who is ready to roll with me today? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm in a good mood as well. And just like I said, I don't know if we're going to successfully have a talk show today, because my daughter and I, it's the first time, and I was teasing her earlier today. I said, you're really feeling like you're a celeb, like you're the guest on the show. I mean, practically, that's how she was feeling. And he said she looks like me. Like how? Like how? I'm a very cool and gentle person. Hi guys, let me know where you're tuning in from. Can you see me live on Facebook? Can you see me live on YouTube? Can you see me live on Babes Redefined group? Hello, Bookie. I know you'll be here. You have to come and support your girl. I know. I when I start seeing some people, I'm going to know why you are here, because you're not here for me. Like seriously, you're not here for me. Like seriously. Yeah, so she's a celeb. As in seriously, just imagine the whole uh feedback I've been getting, like, oh, I'm dialing in, I'm going to be there, I'm logging in, I'm setting my alarm, I'm not going to. Someone even said I'm waiting, I'm looking at the time like this. Once it's 7 p.m. Toluwani Oshumakide is my guest today, and she happens to be my amazing first daughter. And so this month I'm going to be interviewing lovely, amazing girls. But I decided, let me start with my own, because before you start putting somebody else's daughter on the spot, start with yours. So in celebrating the International Day for the Girl Child, which was last week Thursday. Was it Thursday or Wednesday? Wednesday. And I was like, it would be nice to dedicate conversations with PMO this month to looking at this and just addressing this issue of the girl child. Possibly, maybe when it's the International Day for the boy child. I don't even know if it has passed. I'm sure somebody will be looking at me now. Bukola will be looking at me now. Now, not Bukola Aneto. The other Bukola, she knows herself, Hadassah. She's going to be looking at me if she's listening, like, Pimo, are celebrating the girls. When are we celebrating the boys? We always celebrate the boys and the girls. There's no difference. There's no distinction, honestly. We need to raise them both together to be responsible adults, so that we're not having too many stories that we see all over social media today. Personally, I think one of the major issues we have with grown-ups today is bad parenting. Honestly, I think so. I think bad parenting or absentee parents or whatever, it's absentee parents is bad parenting. You get whereby people are just badly behaved. I mean, I read some things, I'm like, I can't even deal. I can't even wrap my head around some conversations I see on social media. I let lo- talk less of me typing a response. Sometimes I just feel it's a waste of my time, my energy, my breath, and all of that. Like seriously, why? Why do we? I'm not talking about guys alone. Even some ladies, you read some stories, you read some, and you're like, is this fiction? Fiction? Is this really like real life story, or people are just concocting stuff for followership and all of that? It's just really, really amazing. I'm sure someone is like, Pimo, get out of the way, get out of the way, bring Tolu, and it's not you want to see. Well, it's my show anyway. It's my show. I can decide when she comes on board and when she doesn't come. In fact, it's like she's not even coming again, and there's nothing people want to do. The Jesus rashness in me is coming out. No, I am a believer. I'm a born again girl. I love Jesus, and I'm just going to behave myself today. But I truly do feel honored, you know, interviewing Toluwani today, because I'm sure she's blushing where she is right now, like feeling so like, yeah. Because the truth is, I've actually desired this, hoped for this one of these days, that I will be able to sit in the same room with my daughter and we'll be able to have, some conversations. We do that from time to time. Anyone who knows me well, that I have meaningful conversations. There's nothing I can't talk to my children about, all of them. And we do that. In fact, someone said my house should be a script because of the conversations that we have in that house, from the kitchen to the living room to anywhere in the car. Oh, if Ada is on this call, she's probably saying, yes, Pimo. She's saying yes, those conversations, really nice conversations. So I really do feel honored, and I feel blessed that I'm doing this today, celebrating the girl child and breaking barriers, raising the standard. Like I said, fingers crossed. Let us hope that we both don't laugh all through this interview. Let us hope that, we're able to get through it, and it would definitely impact you and be a blessing to you all. I'm just really happy. I'm excited. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for joining. I can see, hey, Toluwani, you are following. When we are done with this interview, we shall have a conversation. Now you are in the spotlight. It's okay. It's allowed. It's fine. But I feel so blessed. Thank you all for coming. Please feel free, invite your friends, share the link. Let's have this conversation. Let's get into the mind of a Gen Z, as it were, and let us know what it is that we need to do better as parents. Hopefully, she's not going to. I'm already laughing, Seth. She's not going to come and say some things. But I must let you know also that we haven't rehearsed this. She was still asking me this some few minutes ago. Mommy, what are the questions? I'm like, they're just general questions. You know them. Don't worry. I'm not going to put you on the spot to come and answer hard questions. They are just general questions, particularly about the girl child, and the challenges that she faces. And so it's not like a script that we've rehearsed and I've told her what to say. If you know me well, I'm not like that. Even for what I want to ask, trust me, I just have a few things written down. I trust that as we go, that's why it's called Conversations with Pimo. These things will come up and then we would just roll and just enjoy the minutes that we have together. Are you guys ready to receive with me my wonderful celeb daughter, Toluwani Osunmakinde? You are welcome to Conversation with Pimo. Toluwani, we promised them that we're going to laugh all through this. So let's behave ourselves.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Can you increase the volume of your? I can't really hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yes. Can we all hear Toluwani? Thumbs up for Toluwani if you can hear her and you can see her. Thumbs up. Let me know that you are online. You can see her. You can hear her. You can see me as well, hopefully, and you can hear me. So Toluwani Osunmakinde, you are welcome.
Thank
officially to Conversations with Pimo.
you.
And today I am Pimo, the host of Conversations with Pimo, not your mother for the next 1 hour. And we're just going to roll, have a nice time. It's just a conversation, and we trust that at the end of today, the people who are listening to us would receive something, would, pick something, would go home smiling, laughing, feeling good, feeling hopeful for your generation, and it would be a great one. So, what is your welcome or open speech? What would you like to say? How do you feel being on Conversations with Pimo?
Um, Good evening, everyone. My name is Toluwane Yoshimaki. Um, I feel very. I'm still trying to wrap my head around how I feel because my mom just told me, okay, Pimo just told me about this on
No,
Tuesday.
no, no, no. Point of correction, Toluwane. That's not what you call me. You call me Pastor Maureen.
Okay, Pastor Maureen just called me and told me about this on Tuesday. So I was like, okay. Because, I'm not really a shy person, but I don't know where that shyness came from. So I started asking, I was like, what are the questions? What would I talk about? So I can prepare, because I was like, I'm on live camera, live TV, so, but I feel good. I feel nice, and it feels nice to be here. It feels amazing to be here, and I'm going to be very professional today.
No, you don't have to be. Don't worry. Relax, relax. It's just mommy and daughter conversation. It's okay. I'm still your mommy. It's fine. We're just
Okay.
gonna have a wonderful conversation, and let's see how it goes. So, Conversations with Pimo. The topic before us today is breaking barriers
Mhm.
and raising the standard. I'm gonna start first with being a girl child.
Mhm.
What do you think, or what would you consider personally to you your greatest challenge being a girl? Do you
Um,
think there has been any? And if there's been any, what do you think? You hear stuff like it's a man's world, boys rule the world, and all those stuff and everything. Have you at any point in time felt like, oh gosh, it's so stressful to be a girl? Are there challenges? Let me know.
um, I think personally for me, I've never let that thought of it's a man's world rest in my head because I believe that if you have a dream and you have a goal, you would do everything in your power to get to where you want to be in life. I mean, I'm very big on vision. So, see yourself. Where do you see yourself be going to, So I haven't had that thought where it's like, oh, I can't do this job because it's a man's job. Especially like let me use the area of tech, like how the tech industry is taking over, and it's the men, Elon Musk, this, that, everything. And you just sometimes you can just sit down and just be like, am I sure I would even like get high up there in the job space, because men you hear the arguments about men being paid better than women, this and that. But
Right,
for me, I've just never thought about it because if I want to get somewhere, I would see myself getting there. Like
right,
in my desire eventually is to become a lawyer. I've never sat down and said, "Oh, am I sure this area of law I want to go to is men that are dominating it?" I don't.
yeah,
I'm like, no. If I want to be somewhere, if I want to get somewhere, and you have a
yeah,
vision, you will set goals and you would get there. So that's
right,
just me personally. I've never had that thought where it's a man's world because I do
right,
not believe it's a man's world.
right,
So as a girl as well, I think most of the issues that we face, especially people my age and my generation, is all down to the issue of peer pressure. That
mm,
is the most common
mm,
issue that
right,
I think I
hmm,
can speak about. Peer pressure is one of the biggest issues um my generation is facing. People in my generation, everyone wants to be this person, everyone wants to be that person, everyone wants to fit in, everyone wants to be accepted, societally accepted. They want society to
right,
accept them. Nobody wants to stand out. Everybody will
right,
just want to be going with the crowd. Okay, this person is doing this. Oh, let's do that. This
mm,
person said this, so we'll live like that.
right,
Believe that it's that issue of peer pressure that is the biggest issue my generation is, and even as girls as well. I feel like when it comes to peer pressure, it is even bigger with girls because there's so much competition with other girls. Oh, this girl, is wearing this. I want to look better than her.
It's all about the looks,
It's all
right?
about
Like
the
you
looks.
can't get away with the looks. You've got
Can't
to
get
look
away without
right.
it. It's like everyone wants to be that girl on Instagram. Everyone wants to be that social media influencer, that
Mm,
content creator. Everyone wants to, and it's all because they are getting an idea and perspective from one person. Everyone is looking up to one person.
right.
Like everyone is like, this person, I have to be. Let me give you an example, and I'll be very honest here. I used to
Yeah,
be
go
very
ahead.
obsessed. I used to be very obsessed with Tokema Kinwa. Anyway,
Preach it, girl. Preach it. Amaka Sin is on this call. Ada is on this call. Preach it, my darling.
anybody that knew me, like
I told you to be yourself. You're being yourself. You do not used to hear words in the house.
oh my
Toke
goodness,
Makinwa.
anybody that
Toke
knew me,
Makinwa. I
I
don't have a
used to
problem. I don't have a problem with Toke Makinwa. She's an
oh my
amazing person.
goodness.
But I love that she
Everyone.
used the word obsessed.
Yes.
We didn't used to hear word. I need to get a Toke Makinwa bag. I need to get it. I'm like, God, I'm your mother. Get my Pimo bag. Like I had one.
Oh, it used to be so crazy. I used to be so obsessed with Tokema Kinwa. It was a phase. I used to be the first to like her post. I was always sending her DM. She would not respond though. I would DM her, tell her about how much I love her, how much I wish to meet her one day in life, all of that. And I remember the time my like people in my house, they didn't used to understand that Tokema Kinwa. They be like, what is with Tokema? Who is Tokema? What's like what I just could not explain what why she had that kind of effect on me. So as it got to the point where I wanted to buy her bag, everything she was selling, I wanted to buy everything. If I didn't need it, I want to buy just so that I can have it, just so that I can envision myself like her. So
Wow.
even in her dressing, like I remember I wanted to dress like her, look at for her post. If I think it was for my 16th birthday when I had my or
Right.
15th when I had my photo shoot. And I had a vision, but I think two of her outfits were what I wanted to wear, and that was how I wanted it to come out in my photo shoot. And it was just like I wanted to embrace her.
You
I
wanted
wanted
to model
to
her.
model her. And it's like after I came out of that phase, we thank God. After I came out of that
Hallelujah. My prayers were answered. God answered. Now, let me say this here. Sorry to Luwadi.
Mhm.
I don't have a problem with Toke Makinwa. She's an amazing person. I love her as a person. But the issue was the obsession,
Mhm.
and that is what Toluwani is trying to say here. So the issue was and when it begins to tend from just liking someone and admiring someone and wanting to be like that person, like they say in Yoruba language, tipa tipa, I must be like this person. And then it now becomes an obsession that you want to do everything they're doing. You want to get, and that is the issue with your generation.
Yes, yes.
They want to be everything. They want to do everything. And social media, so these people become their role model,
Mhm.
and they put pressure on themselves. When you wanted a Toke Makinwa bag at that age, thank God I'm your mother. There's no way you're going to get a Toke Makinwa bag because of what you need it for. But you find that some girls would do everything to get that because they just wanted to be like her. And unfortunately, the Toke Makinwa doesn't even know anything about you, doesn't even know, and all of that. So I have no problem imbibing some good values from people. But when it becomes an obsession, we need to draw the line. Go ahead, darling.
Yes. So when I came out of that, I just used to reflect and I'll be like, why, what was so enticing about her? And I couldn't pick anything that was not non-material. Everything was material. It was her dressing, her fashion style. She wasn't adding any value in my life. She wasn't influencing me in a way that, I could maybe see myself. She wasn't motivating me to become better. I just wanted to look like her material, the physical. So it was like, why do you? So I had to think. I was like, why did I pull myself? Why did I invest so much time and all of that trying to be like her when I could have invested time in trying to be myself, growing myself, so that I can even be better than her as the Lord wills. So
because our children will be better than we are. That's
amen. So yeah, I think so. Social media as well, especially now in this day and age, does not even help. It doesn't help at all. It just keeps on putting more and more thoughts. It just keeps on putting more things into. So it's not like it's even adding any value. It's just making you want to be this person. Every day is a new person, is a new person, is a new style, is a new trend. Let me hop on this, let me hop on that. And it's like you have to be very, very careful.
Right.
these days, especially with social media and everything. I feel like the peer pressure really comes a lot from social media. So
Wow. Wow. Brilliant. I'm proud of you. Like, come on. That's my baby girl.
yeah.
Toluwani, you really said some very, you've made some very salient points, some very important points.
Mhm,
The fact that you had to sit down, analyze, and say, this is an amazing person.
mhm,
She's lovely. She dresses well, but I'm not really motivated by her in
mhm,
terms of values, in
mhm,
terms of being a better person. Everything that is drawing me to this person is material,
mhm,
it's being materialistic. And that is a crucial point in your life where
mhm.
you had to make that decision, and
Yeah.
no one can make that decision for you.
Mhm,
No one can a lot of young ladies your age know that, but they still tell themselves, hey, it's okay, it's fine, we can.
yeah.
But
Mhm,
I really do celebrate you and I admire you for that you got to that point where you're like, no, this is not adding value to me. She's an amazing person, she's a great person. If I see her
mhm.
tomorrow, I would love to meet her, but
Yeah.
there's really nothing
Nothing.
concrete that
Yeah.
is adding value to me right now from her.
Mhm,
So what's the point? And I
mhm.
think that was a Damascus experience. Like Paul, the scales fell off your eyes and you
Yes,
just
yeah.
realize, no,
Mhm,
this is not it for me. I
mhm.
agree with you that social media is a big, it plays
Yeah.
a huge role in peer pressure. But I want to ask now, I want to narrow it down to your generation.
Mhm,
So put aside, I know I was going to say, talk about
mhm,
content for young people. My generation, the younger generation after me, we do try to put in content. There are some good content on
mhm.
social media. So social
Yeah.
media altogether isn't bad.
Isn't bad.
Even
Yeah.
if we look at the music area, we now
Mhm,
have some really trending,
mhm,
lovely, nice beat music and all of that.
mhm.
From the Christian, you talk about the Limo Blaze, you talk about the Gaze
Yeah.
Baba, all of them like that.
Mhm.
You hear them and you're like, oh, this is good, this is danceable, this is nice for a
Yeah.
jam, for a party, and all of that. But
Mhm.
my question is, are there people in your generation who are now, this sounds very funny. Of course, I know there are people in your generation standing out for God, but are they creating content? Are there content? What can we do to, because I can reach you, Toluwani, because you're my daughter and you've lived with me all your life. So I can correct you, I can share some things with you, but you're still gonna see me as your mother. You get, but by the
Mhm.
time you have someone your age,
Yeah.
displaying a level of maturity, understanding,
Mm.
some level of word content, you want to feel drawn to that person. You want to listen to that person more than
Yeah.
you would listen to me as your mother, even though we're saying the same thing. So my
Yeah.
question is, how? Maybe the first one is there enough content? Do you think there's enough content from your generation to your generation on
Mm.
social media? If not, what can be done? How do we push content? What do you think we can do better to influence, positively,
Mm.
your generation?
Um. So to answer the first question, I think that lately there's been a lot of people coming out with content, Christian content. There's a lot of people I follow on Instagram who are between maybe under 25, and
Right,
what they do is they just push out content for God in a trendy way. There's this lady I follow on TikTok. She does her content as she makes her Christian content as she's doing her makeup. So
okay.
know how to do makeup, but she's talking about a Bible verse she read this morning
Oh,
and
wow.
how God opened it to her. So and she has a lot of followers. People follow her because they love the way she presents the gospel. It's not fussy, it's not aggressive, it's not, oh,
Mm,
don't give your life because you're going to die, you're going to go to hell. She's doing it in the most, as she's just going about her day. She's talking about a scripture that she read, or she went to work and she had this encounter with her, maybe her colleague or something, or she went to
right.
school, So the way people preach the gospel now, and it is reaching, the way I've seen that it is reaching a lot of people, and people are waking up to Christian content is in the simplest things that they are doing. You could just
Right.
you could just say, oh, while they are cooking, oh, just doing maybe a day in my life, talking about, oh, I read the scripture this morning, God opened it to me this way, I swear this way, la la la. So that's the way people have been doing it now, and it is really,
Right.
really large audience. I know a lot of people who they don't come out, maybe they just set a ring light, they talk about, oh, like you can't be a fine girl without God. Little things
Mm.
like that,
Right.
it's not fussy, like, oh,
Right.
give your life to Christ, oh, Christianity is the only religion, this, that, and all of that. It's like they have realized that if we want to get this generation, there's a certain way we have to speak. We have to speak, like the people always say,
Right.
we have to speak the language of the Gen
Right.
Zs. So it's
Right.
like
Tell us the language. That's what we're here to learn. We need to know the language.
so it's like if you want to get to them, there's a
Right.
way you have to appeal to their hearts, because this
Right.
generation, I believe that they have thick skin. They have thick skin. You
They
can
have.
they
Auntie,
have
you're one of them. You're saying they hey, Gbami.
we have thick skin. we have
Please, you are one of them.
we have thick skin because we don't see, it's not just back
You
in
know
the day
it's the
when
word.
you don't see a word.
You know
Not
it's
back
the
in
word.
the days where you just say, oh, if you don't give your life to Christ, you will die. They will start questioning you, like, how do you know I will die? Like, what's going to happen after I die? How do you know Christianity? Different questions. Even with with the change, that there's so much going on in this generation
Right.
that wasn't there
Right.
before, and it's like
Right.
there's just so much more to question. So
Right.
it's like before you can appeal to this generation, you have to speak that, as in that language. You have to speak.
Right.
And I believe that there's a lot of people who are coming up now who have understood that language and are speaking. That's why people are listening to them.
Right.
If you look at Limo Blaze with the way he's making his music, it's still an
Right.
Afrobeats kind of, like, you
Right.
can still, and people have, people now listen to him, they like him. So
Right.
people do not even know he was Christian. Maybe you just heard Desire. They were like, oh, this is a nice song.
Yeah.
And they're like, wow, and maybe they vibe to it and everything. They're like, wow, this is even a Christian song, who is
Right.
this guy? Gaze Baba as well, Great Man Takis, different people are just coming out, and these people are young too. And you
Yeah.
can see that they have understood that if we want to reach this generation, there's a way we have to appeal to them.
Right.
I believe that
Right.
people are coming up, but there's still so much more that we can do. But I believe
Right.
that people are coming up when it comes to the content space. Yes.
Okay. So coming back to that, people are coming up and there's content and all of that. How do we, because in as much as there's content,
Mm-hmm.
how do we still keep the word level? Because there can be content,
Yeah.
but there's no depth.
There's no depth. Yeah.
So in as much as we want to do stuff. So now let me personalize this, for you. How were you as Toluwani living in the UK? In UK is from Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
Most of those that were your classmates in school
Mm-hmm.
didn't even send God. You remember that day you came home and you were having religious studies, and your teacher asked how many people were Christians, and in a class of about 17 children, about 2 of you stood up, if I'm correct. And the rest were saying, these were age 15 to 16 thereabout. And these people were saying they don't even believe in God.
Yeah.
How were you as Toluwani able to live through that and still be able to reach your generation? So I don't know if my question is making
Like
sense.
finding a balance.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, I know you want to slay, you want to look good and cute and all of that, which is okay. It's all part of it. There's nothing wrong in looking nice and beautiful. But it's that balance. That's because some are doing all of that, but they're still very shallow.
Yeah.
How do we bring that balance, that depth? Still loving God, slaying beautiful. But when it comes to sitting down and discussing God's word, Jesus was 12 when he was having conversation. If you remember, at the point where you guys crossed to age 13, I always read that story to you. If Jesus at age 12 could know how to sit down and ask questions and have conversations, then I don't think a 16, 15, 17, 18-year-old should not know the word. What would you want to say about that?
I believe when it comes to the issue of finding balance, being in I don't mean in the world, like doing worldly things, but, still like looking nice on Instagram, doing all of that, and then being able
And
to
doing all the period, What do you guys do again? Period. You can't say two sentences without saying, and this and of period. Hey, Jesus. Okay, go
But
ahead.
I believe that finding that balance, I
Right.
I think is something that I feel like for me it was kind of I wouldn't say easy for me to to be able to balance, because it's like in this generation, like you're the only one. You don't, if you're in a room, you're the only one that is serving Christ. Every other person is like, who is God? What is God? What does he have to offer me? Things like that. So
Solomon, hold that thought. Hold that thought. Before you answer that, there's a question preceding that.
okay.
At what point did you come to that realization of knowing God
Oh
personally?
God. Okay.
Did being a pastor's kid, did he influence that?
No.
Then we'll now come back to the question. No, Jesus.
Let me explain. Let me explain.
No,
Let
no,
me
no, no. Please take your time. Don't mind me. Just go ahead. Feel free. We will now come back to the question of balance. So go ahead.
okay. So um being a pastor's child, growing up in a being a pastor's child, growing up in a Christian home, kind of opened my mind to know that okay,
Right.
there's God. I saw how God had helped my family. We'll pray before things will come. But it's like I walked in the consciousness of knowing God, but
Mm.
I didn't walk walk in the consciousness that I can have a relationship with Him.
Wow.
So it
Deep.
was.
The baby preaching.
So
Word, word, word. You didn't walk and
I
walk
didn't walk.
in the consciousness. Hey, is
I
someone catching that quote for me,
didn't.
please? You didn't
Let me say it again. I
say it
didn't.
again.
I didn't walk. I didn't walk in. I walked in the consciousness of
Consciousness,
knowing
yes.
God. Yes, but
Yeah.
I didn't walk and
And
walk
walk.
in the consciousness that I can have a one-to-one
Relationship.
relationship with Him.
Wow.
So, I was like, being a pastor's child now, you go to church every Sunday, meet people, all those kind of things. So I was like, was as I started growing, and I will be very honest with you, it was not up until last year that this realization even hit me. So it was like last year I just woke up, and I just woke up to that, like I just realized like, like, I see the way people are having people say God revealed this to them, God did this for them. Like, how? And I just started to think, and I was like, okay. Like, I really have to seek God for myself. Like, because at the end of the day, you cannot be hiding under the shadow of I'm a pastor's child. When you get to heaven, God
Every
knows
man
you.
to himself. Right.
Exactly. Like, God doesn't send, like, He's not like, okay, you're a pastor's child, but like, how did you live your own life?
Right.
Like, did
Right.
you continue to hide under the shadow of
Right.
your parents? Do you, like, at some point I will grow up, I will move out. I mean, I've moved out of
Mm.
the house now because I'm in university. So, it's like you will move out, you will start your own life, start your own family. What
Wait, rewind again. What did he say now? You have moved out now because you are
Yeah,
what?
I've moved out of my parents' house, and because I'm in university now. So it's like
Hey.
I've moved out now. I'm seeing real life. I'm seeing real
Okay. You're seeing real life
I'm
now.
seeing real life now. Back then I was not seeing real life, but now I'm seeing real life.
Right.
So, and even being in university as well, it's even harder for me as a
Mm.
person. I feel like it's even
Mm.
harder as a
Mm.
it's like when you come to university, everybody, you know, I don't know, everybody just has a different mindset.
Mm.
Especially not being in university in Nigeria. People I've met people here who be like, oh, they're university in Nigeria, like university in Nigeria is where like people even wake up to see God because there's so many campus
Right.
fellowships, different,
Right. Right.
and
Right.
everything is there for you. But when you now come out of Nigeria, it's like
Mm.
nobody even sends. There's
Right.
nothing like that. So you
Right.
really have to make it a conscious effort to know
Mm-hmm.
God for yourself.
Mm.
Because
Mm.
the life outside is hard. If you don't
Right.
have God to
Right.
help you, it's like
Mm.
so. That was just what I just had to wake up. I was like, okay, tomorrow, like one day you will move out of your parents' house, you will
Right.
start your own family. What values do you want to give your children? What do you want to teach your children? What do you want to tell your children that God, this was my work with God when I was a young girl. God help me. What stories? Because me, I always tell people that when I grow up, I'm going to tell my kids stories about my life. Like I want to have so many stories to tell them. So it's
Right.
like I want to be able to tell them that when I was 16, 17, like I woke up
Yeah.
and realized God told me this, God did this for me, God did this when I was young and everything. So it's like you have to make that personal conscious efforts to know
Yeah.
God yourself
Yeah.
in generation. So
Yeah. So it was at that point you came to that realization
yes,
yourself.
yes.
And how has the journey been from then till now?
Um, it's been as if
Despite the challenges,
that's why
because like
challenges.
you rightly said, you're
Yeah.
not in a perfect environment, you're not in a perfect
Mhm.
scenario, but how has it been and what has pulled you through?
It has been good because every day is like you keep on learning new things about God. So it's been an interesting journey, you know. But it's just that sometimes it can just be very hard because not everybody around you is having the same mindset
Yeah.
as you. So to
Yeah.
be able to find a community of people who are
Yeah.
also thinking the same way, experiencing the same things,
Yeah.
if you don't have that community, I think it can be very hard and it can now
Yeah.
be more frustrating. But I
Yeah.
just feel that I have that community and and I
Right.
still, community is still growing, you
Yeah.
know, and everything. But I believe that that is another reason why a lot of people do not, they find it hard to come to Christ, especially in this generation, because
Mm.
everyone around them is not thinking the same way. Everyone around them
Mm.
is seeing life from a different place. Everyone around them
Right.
is seeing life like, oh, like why do you want to be serving God now? Go,
Yeah.
let's do this one. Let's still live life. Like everyone still has that. Oh, there's still time. Like
Right.
maybe like later on in life when you grow up or old, when you start having family and everything, you can now start
Mm.
following. So it's like it's even harder for them to come to Christ now because they've not found that community yet or people around them who are sharing the same values and same mindset, and it
Right.
can be harder for them to stay on that path. That's why you have
Right.
people who be like, oh, they were Christians and they left and everything because they just could not find something to hold on to, like a
Right.
community that will support them, guide them. But I thank God that I have that community, and I think it is that community that has really kept me going.
Awesome. Awesome. Brilliant. So back to the question you were answering about balancing.
Yeah.
Can you remember? Can you now finish up on that?
Okay, so I believe that balancing, being a pretty girl and serving God and everything, I personally think that is something that maybe I would say you might have to pray about it. I don't know
Okay.
because for me, I don't think it's very easy because there's like you said, you can be preaching and then there's no depth. You can just be preaching just you can just be preaching what people want to hear. What people might
Yeah.
people want to hear, but you're not really giving them let's say what God wants them to hear. Like, you're
Yeah.
just preaching to just reach people. You're preaching to boost yourself, to boost your
Yeah.
page. And then you start
Yeah.
losing the sense of why you are actually there.
Right.
So
Right.
I believe that it's something you have to be, and I believe it's also down to intentionality. It's
Yeah.
all about your intentionality. How intentional are you that okay, I want
Yeah.
to preach the gospel and reach this generation and still, look like what they are looking like out looking for outside from all these people
Right.
who are doing
Right.
this on Instagram. So I
Yeah.
believe it's something you have to be intentional about and something you'd have to pray about because
Prayer about.
it's not easy to have that
Awesome.
balance.
So if I hear you loud and clear, you can actually be a warrior on heels.
Yeah.
You can look fly, beautiful, awesome,
Mm-hmm.
and at the same time, you're on fire for God.
Yeah.
And we are desperately praying to see more of that
Mm-hmm.
in your generation. I know there's a revival going on already,
Yeah.
and hopefully we'll have more people, more young people who would have, because one of the major um uh how will I put it now? Major or one of the few things I've heard that
Mm.
people have said your generation finds as a challenge is because just like you've said it too, is the way we brought the gospel. We are not speaking your language. We are not doing this. It's not appealing. It's not attractive. And I get it. I get it that it should be attractive. Now,
Mm.
we had a conference, Pastor Bakari was around, and he said something. He said, in an attempt to decorate the gospel, we have desecrated it.
Mhm,
So,
mhm,
in an attempt of trying to make it appealing, make it attractive, make
mhm.
it look like something that but at the same time, we've watered down the gospel.
The gospel, yeah.
We've lowered the standard. So,
Mhm.
but my prayer is that with your generation, we would raise the standard, and
Yeah.
we would have young people who would not be ashamed to raise holy hands, who would not be ashamed to speak in tongues, who would not be ashamed to tell their friends they are born again and they're not going to sleep with someone before they get married.
Mm.
Those are conversations that you probably people don't really have,
Mhm.
in your generation. So
Mhm.
how are you able to deal with that? Talking with your friends. Let's talk about you having conversations with your friends now. How
um
are you able to manage that? Do you freely go ahead and say, I'm for Jesus. I love God. I love Jesus. I'm going to serve him. Don't talk to me. Because where you were in the UK, you were, let me not say hanging around. Well, yeah, because they were your classmates. There were
mm,
people all around you, vaping, smoking, girls who probably never stepped foot in church. You get what I'm saying? They were your classmates. You something will bring you together. You get
mhm,
what I'm trying to say? So
mhm.
how were you able to stay and still, so now you're not shying away from your
Yeah.
faith? You've told us, all of us now, that last year you came to that realization of your work and your work in the consciousness of the relationship with Jesus Christ.
Mhm.
How did that translate into your friendship
Mm.
and the people around you?
Um, I would say that after I had that realization, I just started. There's just some people that I'll meet and I'll just be like, I can't have a serious friendship with this person. Just a hi, hello. I would just, my space would just not feel comfortable being
Mm,
around certain people. So I
mm,
think my discernment kind of grew. Like
mm,
even in university here, it's like there's some people that I'll just see them from afar and I'm like, this person is my friend from afar. Because
mm.
me and you, like, I cannot bring you and say,
And
oh,
you can be friend for the whole world. You are the
exactly. I
friend for
can
the whole world.
pack friends. I can pack friends. But so yes, I think my discernment just kind of grew. So there's some people that it's just like, oh hi, hello. There's some people that I would have deep conversations that be like, you cannot be doing like this. Like I would speak to them from my heart. I'm like,
Yeah,
I want you to be my friend. I want you to see life from this. Don't see life, from this person, from this way. Like see life
right,
from the way God sees
right,
you. And it's like I remember, I think it was in when I was doing my A levels, I had I had a friend in my class, right? And she was not like the best Christian. Her parents were even pastors too. And
right,
I used to see the way she used to live, and I'm like, why are you living like this now? Like, I understand that yes, everybody around you is speaking something else, speaking a different language. Everyone around you
right.
is, not not being of the same. But it's
Mm,
like your parents are pastors. Like I understand that, yeah, but you need to. You said you need to wake up and realize that okay, what do I want to do? Like, why am I living like this? And I spoke to her, and I remember after a few conversations we had, it was to my greatest surprise that she told me that she just came back. It was Monday after she just came back. She told me that she went to church. She went to a youth church by herself. She just
oh
found
wow,
Instagram and she went to it. And ever since then, she's been so consistent. And like,
wow,
even now we don't really talk, but I still see her. She's still always talking about God, posting scriptures, everything. And you can see that
wow.
it's not from just I just want to show people that I have a new life. It's like
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
heart. So that's what. And then and another thing I'll also say is that I was going to touch on the issue of bad parenting, because I remember you had said that at the beginning of bad parenting.
right.
I think that the way our parents, some
Yeah.
parents have raised their children
Mm-hmm.
might not have been the best way.
Okay.
Personally, that's just what I feel. Because I
Yeah,
see a lot of people who are here, people who
yeah,
have my friends who have come, even when I was in UK, my friends who have come from Nigeria,
right,
my friends who have come from other countries, even here, my friends who have come from other countries,
right,
and maybe let's say my friends who have come from Nigeria, strict household where it's just
right,
church, school, church.
right, right.
Mommy says, "Oh, I want to." Daughter said, "I want to go out and see my friend." Mom says, "No, you're not going anywhere.
No,
There's nothing.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
who wants to go and mingle. Don't touch boys. Don't do this or all of that." All those strict parents.
yeah.
Then they come here and they see freedom and they don't know how to behave.
Wow,
Not know. I've seen so many of my friends. I'm like, you can just tell that this person do not have freedom when they were at home. You
wow,
just know from the way that they're behaving.
wow.
As in, you will just tell that this person did not have, this person was caged. It was just
Mm,
school, church, school, church.
mm,
And then when they come here, there's no mommy, there's no daddy, there's no auntie, there's nobody watching them.
mm.
Every Saturday is one party or the other. Is one party.
Wow,
One party. After the one, let's go for this party, this one, this one. I'm like, have you never seen freedom? Like everything that they try to do, you're just eating, you're just jumping.
wow.
I'll be here, I'll be here. And it's like, calm down, okay? But it's just like you now start to understand that it's coming from a place that they've never
Wow.
seen of freedom before. So for them to now be exposed, and there's a lot of things that people always say that, like, what's that thing where, like, if you cage your child too much, as
Yeah.
parents,
Yeah.
they'll go and do the things behind your back, and
Yeah.
they will not
Yeah.
scared. Do you understand? They will
Yeah.
do it in their full
Yeah.
chest. They will not
Yeah.
be scared. So it's
Yeah.
like, why not build a relationship with your daughter where she can tell you the things that she wants to do behind your back to your you understand? And you like tell her that, okay, no, don't do it, or
Right.
okay, go and do
Right.
it. Do you
Right.
understand?
Right.
And like me, I'm going to be very honest though. I'm going to be very, very honest. I used to tell my mom before that I want to go for Davido's concerts. My mom is telling me that. I used to tell her, my mommy, I used to tell her that.
Davido. First he
I
was
used
talking, now it's Davido. Let
I
your
used to tell
daddy
my
hear
mommy,
you. Just pray that he's not listening to this conversation.
oh my goodness. I used to tell my mommy that me, I would like to go for Davido's concert. And I'll tell her, because I'm like, why should I go and do, why do I have to do behind her back? Why can't I tell her that, mommy, today I want to go for Davido's concert? Like, do you understand? It's like, I'm not using that as an example. Like,
Yeah.
you need to have that. I feel like parents need to do better in establishing relationships with their children,
Right.
especially
Right.
daughters.
Right.
Especially daughters, because I feel like we are the ones that really face that, because everybody's living this, everybody's dressing this way, doing this one, doing that one, and then you not come from Nigeria and you come here and you never seen freedom. You see people living anyhow. I have some of my friends that they've not come to class. Maybe after the first 2 weeks of school, we've
Wow.
not seen them in class. These people are international students that came from Nigeria. They've just been partying
Wow.
their life away. They don't know, as in nothing. They don't come to class, nothing like that. And it's just like, it just comes from a place of, let me enjoy, let me enjoy this freedom I have now, because
Right. Right.
who knows.
Right.
So it's just come from a place of the, like, when you cage a child too much, you
Yeah.
confine the child, you don't let the child go out and you don't expose the child to things. I personally believe that experience is the best teacher. So some things that you're hiding your children from, it's like, I'm not saying that, you should now expose them and give them some certain level of freedom, but there should
Yeah.
be a certain level of freedom that you should have, so that they won't start doing things behind your back. You won't start hearing that, a parent is calling you that, oh, I saw your daughter doing this, and you'll be
Yeah.
ashamed. You need
Yeah.
to, there should be that transparency between
Yeah.
you and
Yeah.
your child. So I believe that, yes, it still comes out to bad parenting, because
Bad
that's still
parenting.
what, I don't want to say bad parenting, strict parenting. It's still
No,
not
no, 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 no. You're right, and you're spot on, Toluwani. And I wrote something down here, and I circled it when you talk about freedom, when you talk about caging a child. Funny enough, uh, myself and Sister Diola were still having that conversation earlier today in the kitchen, and we're just talking about this issue of caging,
Yeah.
and how sometimes as parents we honestly think that the outcome of our children is in our hands. It's not in
Mm-hmm.
your
It's
hands.
not.
It's in God's hands.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually, see, the best you can do as a parent is to guide, to guard, and to pray.
Pray.
But the outcome, because and sometimes our methods, and that's what a young girl is saying, that sometimes our methods are not appropriate. They push that child further rather than bring the child closer. You can be your child's best friend at the same time her mom. So we're not saying be a best friend where you throw cautions to the wind. No, but we're saying have a relationship.
Yeah.
Know what's going on in the life of your children. Let them be open enough to have certain conversations with you. It is so, and the only way they can is that they know you're not going to judge them. They know you're not going to begin to label them, use them as examples. No, they are going to see you as a shoulder to lean on. Whereby I tell my children, there are no foolish questions. The questions that are foolish are the questions you don't ask. Anything you cannot ask, then that's the foolish question. There are no stupid questions. There are no foolish questions. There's no conversation that you should ever feel like, how will I? Toluwani is here. She can first start by saying, Mommy, don't shout. Oh. Mommy, don't shout. I want to ask you, Mommy, don't shout. Oh. Mommy, promise you will not shout. Oh. But that don't shout still would not stop her from asking me what she wants to ask me. Honest questions. Being free enough to say, Mommy, I want to do this. What do you think about this? I remember Tolu Lokwe coming home one day. This was earlier on when we first moved to the UK, and she asked me a very innocent question. Is it wrong if I have a friend who is gay? And I said, why is that wrong to have a friend who is gay? The only problem there is that that person cannot be your best friend, and that person, you are that person's friend to influence that person, not the other way around. So Luwani is here. Something we say in our home, and we say, you are the influencer. You are the one going out there to influence the world. They cannot influence you. The only thing influencing you is the word of God, is the Holy Spirit. That's the only thing you are permitted to be under its influence. But beyond saying these things, I think another thing to Luwani is that a lot of parents, they've moved past having conversations to just commanding.
Yes.
I think at some level, at some age, it's not command again. No.
Yeah, you need to sit down.
Have conversations. Now, Toluwani, you remember, and these conversations sometimes they are Holy Spirit inspired conversations. So Toluwani, remember when you said after you and your sister had gone to London by yourself, and you said, "Oh, I want to go to London with my friends. I want to go to Camden Market, Camden Market, Camden Market." Did I get it right? Is it Camden Market? I must go to Camden Market. I want to go to Camden Market. Me and my friends also. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. You can go to Camden Market. I said, but who are you going with? And then you mentioned two of your friends. I said, I don't know them, right? I said, I don't know these friends. And then you're like, no, don't you trust me? Can you remember that conversation? I said, I trust you, but I don't trust those friends because I don't know them. I can vouch for you. I can speak for you, but I can't speak for them because I don't know them. And I told her, I said, what if you go to Camden Market with a good mind, open heart? Can you remember what I said to you?
Yeah. And
what did I say?
Most people too don't have the same, they're not carrying the same mindsets with you. Yeah.
They're not carrying the same thoughts. What did they have other plans? What did they plan to meet and hook up with some guys who probably will take advantage of you? There are people who do that.
Yes.
And that sounded like a good conversation, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Did he convince you or he didn't convince you?
Yes.
Rather than say, oh, the law, you cannot go. What are you going to do? You want to embarrass me in London? That's commanding. That's just talking.
Yeah.
At some level, have conversation. These children are growing. The things you will not tell them at home, they will hear it and see it on social media.
100%.
They will hear it in school. So a friend will talk about it. So we really need to be very, very, open. So that thing about parenting is key to Luwani, and I agree with you. Yeah. But I want to ask, when you talk about freedom, we're tying this up now. I didn't think I was going to do 1 hour with you. Come on. I was hoping we just do 30 minutes and then everybody go to your house, but here we are 1 hour and people are still commenting. It's okay, people. Let us close this thing. I have a question, and when you talk about freedom, because now we want to understand that, and you mentioned it, there's a balance in freedom as well.
Yes.
So we're not saying throw cautions to the wind, and anything your child wants to do, let them do it, let them have it. But I think from your own perspective, from your mindset, what do you consider as at least a measure of freedom? For me, I say to parents, that is from me, and I'm going to hear from you, let a child be a child. Let an adolescent be an adolescent. Let a teenager be a teenager. Don't make them grow up too fast. Now, when I say enjoy teenagehood, of course, the whole having a crush on someone and looking fly, going to school, receiving all the compliments and all of that is all part of being a teenager. But then with boundaries. But the boundaries have to be spelled out, and they need to understand why. And this is built based on value system from the house, from home. So I want to ask you, what, from your own perspective, what would you define as freedom? And maybe from your own experience, did you think you had that measure of freedom? And did it in any way help you in shaping, who you are today?
Yes, I agree. I did have that measure of freedom, because it's like when I see people, my friends who are here, and they didn't have that measure of freedom, you can see that there's a difference.
Yeah.
Like the difference is so clear. So I remember one time I was talking about how, I think me and my friends were having a conversation about like how we speak to our parents and everything. I think one of my friends was like, she can't talk to her mommy, she can't tell her mommy anything. She can't tell her parents, that she just keeps her personal thing. Or that the only thing her parents care about is her schoolwork. And that's all her parents ask her about.
Mm.
They don't ask her about what's going on in her life or anything.
Mm.
And then she was surprised to like hear the way I said, me, I can talk to my mom about anything. Like I can come home and tell her this was going on.
Mm.
Like, and I will not be scared. Like I will not be like, oh, my mom will say. And
Mm.
she was so surprised. She could not wrap her head around.
Mm.
There are still parents like this
Mm.
you can
Mm.
talk to. Like she was like, are you sure your mommy like you can talk to your mommy about this? I was like, yeah, I can talk to my mommy about this. She was like,
Mm.
are you sure? So she was very surprised to hear that there was
Mm.
a certain level of freedom
Yeah.
between us. Like there's no wall that is like, so like there's no wall that's blocking us. There's some things I can tell you, something I cannot tell you. But for
Right.
her, it's like her parents only care about how she's doing in school. She can't say anything more than that. So I believe that when it comes to freedom, I did have that level of freedom, and that's why even now, when I'm open to the world without my parents, it's like I, things are jumping at me, but I know what to. I know how
Yeah.
to pick things. I'm like, okay,
Mm.
this one is not. This
Oh.
this is not for me. This is not.
Mm.
For me. This is what I'm focusing on. You know, so I believe that that certain level of freedom that I was giving really
Mm.
helped me to shape myself. Like, okay, I've seen the world. Like, is it to go out to restaurants to go and eat with my friends that I've not done before? Is it to
Mm.
go out to watch to cinema with my friends that I've not done before? There's some people that they've never done that before. So to be able to now come out of their parents' house and come here,
Right.
it's like
Right.
everything was jumping at them. So they
Right.
don't know how to say no
Draw
to.
the line.
They
Yeah.
they don't know where to draw the line. And it's like it's very scary when it gets to that point because you will not be doing everything. And it's
Right.
like you'll be everywhere, but it's like
Mm.
where is your value system?
Right.
Where are the
Right.
things your parents trained you at home and the things that your parents told you don't do this when you get there, don't do all of that. So I believe that giving your child a certain level of freedom would
Yeah.
really help them. It would help them, honestly. 100% it will help them. Take my
Right.
word for it. It will help them, giving them a certain level of freedom, but not exposing them too much. But if your child says, oh, and that's one thing that, yeah, one thing that I'm really grateful that my mom did, but don't get too gassed because I'm about to say this. One
Hey, like for
thing,
real. Come
one
on.
thing I'm
I
very
shouldn't get too
grateful,
gassed.
don't
Did
get
you guys
too
hear that?
gassed. One, one thing that I'm grateful that my mom did ever since I was growing up, when I was even in primary school, that I saw her do was that she always wanted to know who my friends were. She wanted to meet my friends. She wanted to be friends with my friends. She wanted to be friends with my friends' moms. So that like she didn't want to be like, just hear that person's name and be like, who is even that friend? From primary school, like my mom knew all my friends. I mean, so some of my friends, we used to live in the same estate. She knew their moms knew her. Like there was this like she just wanted to meet my friends. So like, who is your friend? Even here that I'm in university, she'd be like, I'm sure my friends into her. She'd be like, who is this your friend? Let me meet your friend. Let me see this. Even in UK too. Oh, bring your friends to the house, bring, and everything. So she was really open to meeting my friends. And I'm really happy because every time I want to go out, I'm like, oh, mommy, I'm going out with this, my friend. She'll be like, I know her now. Okay, it's fine. Because she knows them. Do you understand? So I always try to always bring my friends. And that's another thing about freedom too. In some people's house, they can't bring their friends to the house because their parents are like,
Mm.
don't bring a stranger inside the
Mm.
house. I don't want to meet them, anything. Some people's parents are not open. They're not that friendly to open to meet their kids'
Yeah.
friends.
Friends.
Like you need to be open as well. Meet their friends,
Right.
meet their friends' moms, meet their friends' parents. That's where relationship forms. Because even so, most of my friends too, they would trust me. Like now, most of my friends' moms, if they mention that, oh, mommy, I'm going out with Toluman, they'll be like, so Toluman, we know
Yeah.
her, we know she can
Yeah.
go out. We know
Yeah.
her mom. We can always call her mom if anything, just to come. So like there was that relationship my mom had with most of my parents, most of my friends' parents that
Yeah.
I really benefited from because she will know all of them.
Yeah.
She come to school, they'll be like, Mom, Toluman is mommy, how we like you. I remember the time when she would come for my open days, and my friends were not allowed to rest. They'll be like, Toluman is mommy, we love you so much, everything.
Oh,
Like she became everyone's
ah,
mommy.
I'm
And
gassed already. I'm gassed.
she became everyone's mommy. Like everybody knew her, and it really helped me because if I want to go out with my friends, I'm like, Mommy, I'm going out with my friends. She'll be like,
Yeah.
you know them.
Yeah.
Sometimes they will even come to the house. They will chill in the house. We'll eat together. Everything. There was no thick wall. There was no like we were very free. So I believe that that's another way of if you want to give your child freedom, maybe you don't want your child to be going out with friends you don't know. Also make an effort to get to know the friends. They're like, okay, who are these
Yeah.
people you want to go
Yeah.
out with? Let me
Yeah.
meet them, bring them to the house. Let's have lunch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's go out together. Let's go and have lunch out. Make an effort. Show interest in your child's life outside academics. Like
Mm,
academics is important, yes, but also
right,
show interest that okay, I'm interested in your social life, your
right,
emotional life, your mental life.
right,
Show the interest that yes, okay, I
right,
want to meet your friends. I want to, I want to be involved in your life. So
right.
I believe that once a child starts to see that their parents is not, all about book, their parents want to also
Yeah.
know my
What's
friends,
going
maybe
on? Their
what's
social
going on.
life. Yeah.
They'll start opening up to you. They'll start talking to you like, okay, mommy, this one and all of that.
And
But by
it's
the
not
time
when the child says out girl and say, have you read your Bible today?
exactly.
Have you
So you also
what's the scripture you read today to me?
so you also need to also as a parent, you also need to like make that effort too. Because once
Mm,
that child starts to see that okay, you're also interested and you're being open, they will start
mm,
telling you things, they will start like confiding in you. So
yeah,
that relationship that you're looking for, if a mother and daughter, you will start finding that it's getting easy because you
right,
are being involved in their life. So
right,
yes.
right. Awesome, 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 awesome. Bravo. I am gassed and I'm going to take the compliment. I'm not shying away from it. Yeah, I take it all. Beautiful, but honestly, spot on to Luani.
Mm,
Parents really need to get involved in their children's
yes,
life
yes.
because even as they go older, I remember Toluwani would say, "Ah, mommy, when I leave for university, you miss me, oh, you miss me. Me, I'll not miss you." Well, we're both missing each other. That's just the truth. So, but having that level of relationship
Mhm.
conversation, and also if you happen to have two girls like I do, relate with them differently. Don't compare children. Don't rub one off on the other one. Just love them, know them. That's the important thing here. Know your children. It's amazing. A lot of parents don't even know their children. They don't even know their children. You don't know what they like. You
Mm,
don't know what attracts them. You don't know, who they are, how they think, how they reason, why they behave the way they behave. You
mm,
don't know that. And that is such a lesson for us parents that we
mm.
need to know. And another thing also is like what you said about that girl that said that the only thing her parents wants to know from with her is academics. The funny thing is that if she said that to her mom, I'm pretty sure her mom will feel surprised, like, really? Because I'm sure
Yes.
from the mother's perspective, she knows her daughter
Those
and
are
she's
the-
involved in her daughter's life. So
Mm,
that's why it's important that we have this conversation. I have this, my daughter is here, and I have this, I asked them. I remember, so I can remember one New Year that I said, what were the things that you want me to do better? Can you remember that conversation in the kitchen? Ah, Omo, they gave it to me. That's bows.
yeah.
Me. That's goes like,
Mm,
mommy, you. In fact, I think Tolulope as well. I said, mommy, you need to. Was it Tolulope or Toluwadi? I said, mommy, you need to reduce your shouting. I said,
yeah.
me. It was Tolulope that said, me, I'm shouting. I said, it's okay, no problem. You have turned me the shouty or the shouter. It's okay, it's fine. But having those conversations with them, feedback from your children,
Yeah.
feedback is so important. As they grow older, let them give you feedback. you
Mm,
know wow, one thing you've said today, honestly, that I'm taking away is that power of community. Having the right community would
mhm,
help your generation.
mm,
So finding that space where you can be free to be yourself, you can have meaningful conversation. You
yeah.
have young girls and boys like yourself who think in the same light with you, trying
Mhm,
to navigate life, the same way, are also, endeared with the word of God,
mm,
really want to know more about God, working in the house of God. I think those things, that community is such a safe place,
yes, yeah.
for a lot of young people your age. And I know it goes a very long way. I mean, my chat, I don't think my chat has been this bustling. Like Toluwani has brought down be more for president. I'm taking it. I'm okay. I will be president. It's possible. But thank you guys. Honestly, it has been such an amazing conversation with you, Toluwani. I am so
Yeah.
proud of you. And I'm saying this as your daughter, as your mother. Thank you so much for, living right and being such an example. I
Mm,
remember you were telling me when you were in, college, how some of your friends came and they said stuff about um how they've been watching you and how you're just so put together, so
mhm,
like well behaved, well mannered. I don't take credit for that, honestly. I thank God for the opportunity, and I thank God for, yeah, I believe you learned a few things from us, your parents, and from
Yeah.
the environment you grew in, and the mentors you had around you, the young women and men that God sort of positioned in your life at some point. We give credit to them, and to
Mhm.
your parents as well. And thank you for flying the flag. Thank you for being a lover of Jesus unashamedly,
Yeah.
and I can't forget the smile, the richness of your smile when I sighted you on TV right behind Apostle Selma when he came to. I had to snap that
Oh
picture
my
and I sent it to your
goodness.
sister. I said, "See your sister beaming
I was
because
so
she's at
happy.
a conference with Apostle Selma and she's sitting right behind him." As in this smile, it gave me so much joy, that, and I know every parent wants that,
Yeah.
So do your bit as a parent, trust God,
Mm-hmm.
provide the environment, and just trust God that your child, would grow. And I'm hoping and praying that your generation would have more that would rise up to be barrier breakers, and they will raise the standard. You
Yeah.
understand me? Where they're not ashamed to talk about Jesus, they're not ashamed to say that they are virgins, they're not ashamed, to put it out there and let people know that they love Jesus and they're going to do God's will.
Mm.
They're not ashamed to feel like, oh, I'm not trending. That's fine. Jesus is trending
Yeah.
every time and everywhere, and I'm not ashamed to identify with him. So I think that's one of the things. Thank God that some things are being addressed in the area of, oh, it's not attractive enough, it's
Mm-hmm.
not appealing enough. Now it is attractive. Now music is attractive, and all those things are happening, and we're having more, by God's grace, of your type, and even more. And I know there are so many more, even doing better than you are in
Yeah.
your generation, that are, standing and vying for Jesus. And that's how it's going to be in Jesus' name. One last question.
Okay.
I'm gonna free you,
Okay.
and we're gonna tie it up today. Has it been amazing? Did you enjoy
Yes,
yourself?
yes, I did. I can keep on talking.
In fact, they'll be telling me that you should keep talking. I said no. Hey, can you imagine? Did you see your sister's comment? Have you seen your sister's comment? Big ones.
What
Hey,
did
hey,
you do? I
are
did.
hailing you here. Honestly, I got are all proud of you. Everybody here and everybody that has
Oh
watched
my
you
goodness.
grow. I mean, they are just so happy. These comments are just giving life.
Thank
Thank you
you,
so much. Bumi
everyone.
says it has blessed me so much. Thank you, Wani. Thank you, Pimo. Awesome time. Adeshewa says thank you, Pimo. I've
Thank
learned a lot. Oh wow, beautiful, beautiful. Thank God. Thank you, Wani.
you.
What is your parting comment? Your final thoughts on this? Like, what do you think? I know you've said this in bits. What can we do better as parents? You've talked about be their friend, know their friend, communicate with them. Maybe peradventure there's any other thing that we could do better, or what can parents do better, and what advice do you have to a young girl your age that is watching?
So
what,
first,
what, what would you advise a
okay.
girl your age, and what would you say to parents?
First thing to answer, um, I would say to parents that everything I've said is still what I would say. Just make that conscious effort to be involved in your child's life. Make
Mm,
it a conscious effort. Let the child see your intentionality in being
mm,
involved in their lives. And try to wear the Gen Z mom kind of coats. Just try to have that balance. You know,
what's that, Gen Z, that we should be wearing ripped jeans? So woman, is
exactly.
that what you are saying?
No,
We should
no,
be
that's
wearing
not
ripped
what I
jeans
said. No, no, no,
and
no,
be putting our cap behind? Is that
no.
it?
That's
And
not
be
what
wearing
I said. No.
baggy clothes? I want you to define wear clothes like Gen Z, so that
No,
we
no,
can
I said you should
understand.
wear like the Gen Z like coat, like put on,
Okay,
be like a
all
Gen
right,
Z type of
okay,
thing. So that's what
Gen
I
Z,
mean.
all right.
So just try to understand your child. Make that it's still the same thing I would say. Just make that conscious effort to be involved, actively involved in your child's
Mm,
life. Um, One thing I would say to a younger girl who's watching this is slow down. Okay, just calm down.
Take a chill pill.
Chill pill. Because I remember when I was younger, I would always shout. I would be like, I can't wait to see when I'm eight.
Anyone who hears when you're younger now will think that you're like 130 something 20. Madam, you are just in
No, when
your
I was younger,
80s.
when I
Yeah,
was
younger what age?
when I was like 13, 12 ish, 10,
Okay.
I really wanted to. I used to tell everybody, I'll be like, I can't wait to grow up. Like, I don't want to be a child anymore. I want to be an adult. I want to go out and see the real world. It's like, now I've seen the real world, and I'm like, let me just go back to my parents' house. Like, please, let me just go back and be inside my mommy's stomach safe. Let me just be coming into this world now, because this real world is not it. So
It's
just
not for the faint-hearted.
not for the faint-hearted. Adulthood. Shall they say that adulthood is a scam? It's a scam. It's a big scam.
Really,
So yeah,
Toluwani?
it's a very big
Calm
scam. So please just calm down. That's what I'll just tell her. Just enjoy life,
Mm,
enjoy life. I remember there are people that used to tell me that after running, just enjoy life. Like, enjoy your youth. You're still young.
yeah,
Grow in, like, calm
yeah.
down and enjoy the days as they are going. I wish I listened to that. But everything that was on my mind was, I want to grow up, I want to grow up, I want to grow up. But now I've grown up and I'm like, I want to go back to when I was a I want to
You've
be a
not even finished growing up, oh, you're
I'm
still
still growing
growing
up.
up.
Oh. I'm still growing up, but I want to go back to when I
Because you haven't really exactly started paying bills. So when you start
exactly when
paying
I start
bills,
paying bills, then I will not.
serious bills,
But I've been involved in the process of paying bills, and I know that it's not what I want to enter. Like, let
right,
me get watching from afar. So yeah, what that's
right.
what I tell someone that is younger than me, like right now, just calm down,
Mm,
enjoy life,
calm down.
enjoy everything, enjoy
Mm.
it. Oh, like, enjoy it to the fullest. Your parents' money, spend it to the
Gang,
fullest.
gang.
When I like spend it, when you're not worrying about, oh, my savings, just live life, be chill, live. They say live life, live la vida loca.
Mm,
Enjoy life, enjoy it as every day is coming. Just calm down. That's how I just tell someone that's younger than me. Just take a deep breath, calm down. Everything will be fine. You will grow up one day and you'll be like, let me go back, let me go back. But just enjoy it while it still lasts. Do not rush.
right,
Don't let don't let anybody talk you down, that you can't rise. You can as a girl, or it's harder. Men are the ones. Don't let anybody get into your mind. Don't let anybody put that
right.
thought into your mind. If you have a vision, like I said earlier, if you have a vision and you have a goal, run with it and pray about it. Trust God. Don't let anybody tell you it's a man's world. It's not a man's world though. It's both
Right.
men and women's world, and we can both rule the world together.
Yeah.
So that's why I'll just say, like, yes, it is not a man's word, it is not a woman's word. If you have a
Wow.
goal and have a vision, run with it, and
Right.
God is backing you, He will make you shine.
Awesome. 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 This has been so liberating, so refreshing. Honestly, thank you so much, Toluwani.
Thank you.
Um, I remember you always used to say that you wanted to be a pastor's wife. Do you still hold that dream dear to your heart?
No, 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 no. I don't want to be a pastor's wife again. No, please, no, please, no, no,
What happened?
no.
What happened? Am I not a role model? Am I
Yes, you
not
are, but
enjoying it?
that is your shoes to fit in, not mine. I don't want to be a pastor's wife again. I don't want to be a pastor myself. So, no, thank you. I just
Careful
be.
what you say you don't want to be. Most times when you say so, that's what you end up
I
becoming. But
know, but
anyway, thank you so much, Toluwani. Honestly, it's been a joy interviewing you today. And from
thank
the comments and the reactions, honestly, I can see that everyone had a
thank
wonderful
you,
time.
everyone.
It was quite impactful. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for not holding back. Thank you for saying it as it is. And thank you for just being you. That's why I love you. That's why we all love you. So stay beautiful, stay good, keep loving Jesus, and keep breaking barriers and keep raising the bar. God
Thank
bless you,
you.
and I love you.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. Wow, what a time we just had. Like, I'm gassed. Now, let me speak like a Gen Z. I'm gassed. The first time she said that thing, don't be gassed. I said, Kilonjebe, what's gas? Gas where? Are we gaslighting anything? But it has been very refreshing. Thank you guys for your beautiful comments. Thank you. I can see my sister is also online. She's commented. Thank you so much. Ada Pimo, she realized that not be by receiving gifts. She doesn't want to be a pastor's wife again. It's okay. I collect my title. You know. My friend said you will be a pastor's wife. Oh. That one, God has answered that prayer since, but awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Honestly, I had a wonderful time. Very refreshing time. I'll be back next week with another Gen Z girl, and we're going to also have a wonderful time. So stay tuned. Next week, Friday, 7 p.m., I will be back in your faces to bring you something refreshing, something relaxing for the evening. And we'll have a wonderful time. Have a blessed weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Yeah, before I go, I was going to do this. My own brother, Rotimi, just Rotimi, released an album. And I really want you guys to go get that album. Trust me. It is on all the social, all the music platforms, streaming platforms. It's just type Just Rotimi. The title of the album is For Such a Time as This. Powerful songs. He did one with our very own DDK. I mean, there are some tracks there that you will just start speaking in tongues, as it has been on replay for me all day. Please go and start streaming, start listening. He did another one with Folabi Noel. It was really so nice. I mean, the songs are really liberating, very electrifying, very enriching. You just find yourself soaked in the spirit. I loved the Rarao, all the songs, in fact, all the songs. So just go listen to it. For Such a Time as This by Just Rotimi. It is on YouTube, it's on Spotify, it's on Apple Music, everywhere, and it's for free. Download it and thank me later. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Have a beautiful, beautiful weekend, and I love you. Stay blessed. Bye.